Scenes from the hammock. How is everyone today? I just want to talk to you a little bit about, sometimes when you start nutrition therapies or really alkaline food intake or plant-based food intake, you start really cleaning out your lymphatic system and all of the damaged or dead cells and, acidosis from deep in the tissue start to release. And some things that happen that are common that might make you feel like, oh my gosh, what's wrong, are like maybe flu-like symptoms or feeling a little tired or even a retracing of some kind of old symptomology that you may have had from a previous illness, or some people can get canker sores or UTIs or things like this. And it's I'm not a doctor, I can't give medical advice, and I'm not, but it's important to think about, what if the body is releasing and detoxing? For every year that we are putting chemicals and toxins in as we grow up, it takes a month to remove that mucoid plaque and that toxic lymphatic waste. And so sometimes it will retrace or represent itself as the old symptoms. So I'll have people say, oh my gosh, I felt like I had canker sores, and then like a few hours later they were gone. It was so weird. And it really isn't. It's your body, it's your miraculous body and its way of releasing that acidosis from deep in the tissues and in the cells. So isn't that amazing? So one of the most common things for women is this retracing of a UTI or a phantom UTI, where they'll feel like it's coming on or it'll feel like one, and then by the time they actually get to the doctor that day or the next day, the symptoms have subsided and they learn that it's not a UTI. Sometimes the doctor may even say, well, here's some antibiotics anyways. And I just encourage people to really, what you feel is right. And if you don't have the UTI numbers, you can continue with highly alkaline food intake and just watch it subside and go away and realize it's acidosis coming to the surface. And it's your body's way of, eradicating that viral load or bacterial load or pathogen that's been stored deep in the tissue. And so it's really exciting how amazing the body is. And when we really realize what's happening, we can have faith in our bodies and its natural processes and realize, hey, my body's coming into homeostasis, my body's coming into balance, and it's actually responding to the new information I'm giving the cells. Like when we get rid of the processed foods and the seed oils and things like this, our body will respond rather rapidly. So you may even see, and this is for men and women, like snowflakes in the urine or cloudy urine, and that is actually a good sign that the kidneys are starting to filter and the cells are releasing the toxic load that they've been holding on to try and keep your organs safe. And we can begin to understand that a symptom isn't always about, oh my God, what's wrong with me? I need to ask somebody outside of myself. We begin to learn that we can deeply listen to what our body is trying to tell us. Most oftentimes when we are having a symptom, it's our body's way of telling us we're deficient in something. It's not very often that the body is saying, hey, I'm deficient in antibiotics, or I'm deficient in aspirin, or I'm deficient in, Oxycontin or some pain medication. It's probably deficient in some kind of essential nutrient. And in this way, we can start paying attention to these signs and symptoms, and even how our body is responding. So, we might be getting better sleep. We might be shedding that weight, which weight is inflammation. Weight is lymphatic waste. Waste is the body's way of storing toxins. So people are taking like Ozempic for weight loss and things like this, when really it's the toxic lymphatic waste from dietary damage, from lack of the absorption and assimilation of phytonutrients in the body. And really that's what we want to pay attention to and start giving our body and our cells the right information and these healthy cues. So you want to learn more what I'm talking about, or anything I'm saying is resonating with you, of course, reach out and, let's see. let's do a little investigation. I can help be your liaison for what your body is trying to tell you. Okay, a couple things I want to add to that. First of all, acidosis can come from stress. Your hormones are made in your gut, and so if you are super stressed out, that is a major contributor to acidosis and inflammation. There are also other contributors that are hormone disruptors. Certainly, dietary damage and the chemicals and the pesticides and the glyphosate in our food, the colors, the numbers in our food, these types of things are absolute hormone disruptors. They definitely are contributors to dietary damage and cause acidosis and are stressors in the body and disrupt hormones. So if you're, dealing with hormone dysregulation or even perimenopause or menopause, this is a really good place to look. Other types are maybe alcohol, soft drinks, things wrapped in plastic and processed. Okay, other things that cause acidosis that are stressors on the body besides stress itself would be the forever chemicals in even our toilet paper, our cleaning supplies, our feminine products, our personal care products for men and women. Even the environment that we're in can produce volatile organic compounds. So when we're having symptoms and we're really listening to our body, we can also connect it to what did I eat? Where did I go today? What kinds of things, what did I change? Am I wearing perfume? Did I get my hair colored? What was happening that could be a major contributor to the toxic load? We can also identify this in our children too, if they're in a bad mood or they seem unruly, we can look at they had that candy, or they had something with red 40 in it, or they had something processed. And so these are the ways that when we're looking at symptoms, instead of labeling it as an illness or ADHD or misbehaving or a bad kid or us misbehaving, we can really look at what are the things that are increasing our toxic load and causing stress to the body, besides even just stress, right? Even these things that cause dietary damage then cause conflict, and then more stress comes. So it's really important to remember what contributes to your toxic load. And then just, I always like to say that we are far more capable of healing than anybody has ever taught us to believe, and that now it's about this preventative care and learning how to deeply listen to our bodies so we can bring them into balance.